For the walls in the theater, nope, I gotta pull a hard stop. I was gut-wrenched. I was just like, I'm no longer excited about this. It's just making me sick to my stomach. I'm just ready to walk away from the whole thing.
Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome back. It has been the most whirlwind of a week with the weather. Last night, had the water slide put in, went to bed, everything was great. We woke up to a bobsled track out in the backyard because we got so much snow overnight. Raise your hand if you're over the snow. Everyone hit the like button because we're all over the snow. With the long winter, we've had to bring the fun inside.
Mindy, there's not a lot of really fun things to do inside. We've got like a wall.
Oh my God.
A picture.
What are you talking about?
I'll tell you what would be fun though. What could be more fun inside than a movie on a cold winter day, snuggle up?
My favorite.
I do like watching movies, and it is a great thing to do and way to pass the time during these cold winter months when it's snowy outside.
Like to have something to munch on.
Oh, some snacks are nice. Yes. But really though, I'm not always down for going to the movie theater. Gotta kind of set aside a night for that. We always like to get the luxury IMAX seats because the recliners are so nice. I usually bring a blanket with me. I want it to feel like home, but at the movie theater. But what if we brought the movie theater here to our home? I feel like that would be
so cool.
Be mind-blowing. I just gotta think about that for a minute. Just what? There has been a lot of requests to get a full tour of this movie theater, and we wanted to give it to you guys. Felt like now was the time because one, Bradley's having his friends come over tomorrow, they're probably gonna trash it, so we gotta clean for a day. Yes. And two, it's fully stocked on goodies, so we've got some goodies in here. We're gonna break down every element of this movie theater, the projector we went with, the sound system we went with, the recliners that we have in here, the screen. What else, right?
The walls.
The walls, you wouldn't think the walls are a big deal, but guys, we'll tell you the whole story of how the walls came to be, how they almost didn't happen, who came in the clutch and saved that one. But this theater has been a labor of love. It's also been probably the single room that went wildly out of budget over time. I'm just gonna come clean on that as the process was going along. I was kind of denying that actually happened. But reality is, when I met with our builder and we broke down everything in the light items, when we got to the theater, he goes, this is where we went a little crazy.
Yeah, we did go a little crazy, but
guys,
I think it's worth it.
I think it's been worth it. Everyone who's come over who has watched a movie in here has said it's been beyond worth it. In fact, the very first time we had friends over to watch a movie here, we watched Maverick, and the first words out of their mouth was, I don't care what you paid for this, it was worth it. So, great home theater, you guys. First of all, it is hidden behind a secret door. This was critical. We really wanted to have a secret entrance to this movie theater. So our finished carpenter guys did a phenomenal job of just making this pattern blend right into the wall. Right guy, what movie theater? This movie theater. Okay, anyways, so we love doing that. Reality is it stays open most of the time, but it does shut. I think we have to start because every movie starts with the concessions.
Concessions. Now, I do need you to know, you do not need to pay for these concessions.
Wait a minute.
This is included in your movie ticket that you bought at the door. We have restocked this completely one other time, and that is when we moved in. We have these amazing jars, and you might not think that it's a big deal to like really find the perfect jar, but the gold detail on these jars match the hardware perfectly. It was so important to find the perfect jar. Our designer did an amazing job. We got 12 of them from Pottery Barn. They're maybe a little bit more fragile than I would have gone with because they're glass, so we are very, very careful with them. The kids have done awesome. They always have to ask before they can get candy, except for when we're watching a movie.
You know what I love about the glass though? They have been amazing about asking, and that is a rule that they have to ask because this is a lot of candy. We always know when a kid's going for candy because we can hear that anywhere in the house. We go, did you ask? Sure enough, they will have said, I asked mom or I asked dad, but you can hear this little clang from anywhere. So I have been grateful for that. Anyway, sorry.
The number one sought after candy is the Smarty Suckers.
It is. All the kids, even I'm starting to like them. Smarty Suckers are the hits.
They are so fun.
Let's go through really quick what we have now. We actually started off with a little bit different selection. As we've gone through, we've kind of fine-tuned what people like, trying new things. So we've got Skittles, Smarty Suckers, Hot Tamales is a new one this time. We'll see how that goes. Mike and Ike's everybody loves. Gummy Bears, we did not realize what a hit Gummy Bears would be.
They're kind of fun.
They're fantastic. They're Jolly Ranchers, those are fun. I will say, I think these were just like, we had them, so we put them in here. Nobody really goes.
Taffy is not the favorite.
These might still be here next year. Also Starburst, surprisingly, people don't grab those. I think it's the unwrapping they don't want to do. I don't know. Reese's Pieces, Starburst jelly beans. You haven't had those? Freaking amazing. Red Vines, that's a new addition because we used to have individual, oh, hello. And we have grab and go Red Vines here that we just stocked, multi-flavored Jelly Bellies. So that is our current selection. I did just show you, we also have cotton candy because what theater would be complete without cotton candy, but no one's allowed to eat it in there, so I sit here.
Yes, and so on the opposite side, concessions, we have the drink station over here. We have Keurig right here. We have hot drinks that you can make, hot chocolate, spiced cider, and then down below, down here, we have it stocked full of some drinks for the kids, for the adults.
Sometimes this will have Gatorades, Primes, different drinks. We've had Body Armors, waters. These minis are kind of fun because it's a little less soda, but you still get to have a fun drink. Kids love these Red Bulls. Just kidding.
Oh my
Kids can't have Red Bulls.
But the tricky part is kids aren't really allowed to take these into there yet.
Yeah. Sheesh. We do a lot of water in there. And guys, this theater sounds lame as all get out.
You'll notice one big thing that is missing from this concession area, and that is a popcorn stand, popcorn maker of some kind.
We thought about doing like a full-blown one, like right here.
You guys, here's the deal. The furniture that we have that Brandon will show you in just a few minutes, it costs a lot of money, and we just don't really want to ruin it.
And it doesn't handle grease really well because it's real leather recliners, about as amazing as they get. We want them to last. While we do have rules, I'm kind of explaining this to the audience at home as well as the child holding the camera right now. We want it to last so that it's fun for Ryler here at home, and as well as like Hazy when she's in high school. These things will be pretty old by then, so we want them to keep up and stay nice for years and years and years. So in an effort to take the best care of them possible, we do not have popcorn. It sounds so lame to not have popcorn in the movie theater.
We have it here on display.
Yes, you can see it. And tell me you got a luxury theater without telling me you have a luxury theater. Truffle Parmesan to go on your popcorn, people. Now tell me that's not luxe.
It's a great decoration. I'm all about the treats. That's the only reason I'm here, but I'm gonna let Brandon take over and show you all the nerdy stuff in there, which, I mean, I really could tell you about it.
But like when mom goes to Disneyland, she goes for the treats, not the rides.
They have rides there?
Yeah, so she comes to the movie for the concessions. Rye Guy and I are gonna break down some of the tech specs of this insane, in-home, hidden, secret movie theater. We're gonna walk through into the theater now. We gotta stop, take a pause here. If you guys recall in the reveal video, when we broke open this door and saw the theater for the first time, our minds were collectively blown at a lot of different aspects of this theater. But in particular, I had no idea that this logo was going to be printed on metal. Come farther. Dude! Oh my gosh, dude! This is a metal print of the Bingham family logo right here as you enter the Bingham family theater. It is the perfect way to come into the theater. Now originally, if you've been here, you've been following along in the process of us building this theater, we had asked on Instagram what movie posters were gonna go in the theater. A lot of people voted on what they would be. It was supposed to be Maverick and Ready Player One. Those two movie posters were gonna hang in cases inside the theater. When we get in there, I'll explain to you why that was not able to happen. We were able to choose one thing and one thing only to go right here. I think we made the right choice by doing the Bingham logo. There's nothing more Bingham than having our logo right there as you enter this gorgeous, beautiful movie theater. Right, guys, follow me in here. You'll notice immediately I'm gonna keep talking, but the entire audio changes as we walk into this room. I don't wanna fall down the stairs here. You should notice much less of that extra noise that's going around, just that hum in the air. It kind of goes away when you come in here, and that's because of these walls. These are acoustic walls that you will find in an actual movie theater. Now I'm gonna touch this even though no one's allowed to ever touch it, but it's not an actual wall, like it's not drywall. These are acoustic walls behind this fabric right here. And what this does is this sucks all of the extra sound out of the room so that when you're playing a movie and you're listening to the sound will hit you once and then it immediately evaporates, dissipates, whatever you wanna call that. When we were choosing our sound system and our walls and things like that for this theater, he explained that if you have a great movie theater and you have a really loud, awesome sound system, sometimes people just think that means really, really loud. So say you're watching Fast and Furious, there's a car chase and the cars are going everywhere and they're breaking through things, they're knocking things over. That sound adds up as it takes a little bit to get out of the air and linger, and so it just kind of becomes like this messy, loud sound. You'll notice in an actual movie theater like that you would go to, pay money to go into, you don't have that. The sound will hit you once, the car screeches, safe goes flying through a window, whatever it is, and then the sound's gone. That's because of these walls. So when we watch the movies in here, you notice a very noticeable difference that the sound gets loud, but you only hear exactly what the movie wants you to hear, and then that sound is gone and you're on to the next sound. It makes it a very clean audio experience. I'll have mom come in and explain a little bit later how these walls came to be because these were not originally planned in the theater. I do think it was a good choice to get them. It almost didn't happen. I'll have her explain that a little bit later, but for now, where should we start in here? We've got movie screen, we've got the projector we can talk about, the lighting package.
I think we should start with the seats.
The seating? Okay, I think the seating is something that is definitely worth talking about. Do you want to take care of that? Okay.
Oh, yeah, sure. These are our 12 movie theater seats. All of them are reclinable. We have ones right here so you can have like your own seat, and then you have the ones in the middle where you can maybe like share it with a friend.
You can call that the cuddle seat. I don't know if I want to call it the love seat, boys.
You have two more, and then up here you have the exact same two, and then middle chairs. They have these really nice pads where you can put your drinks, whatever you need right there. And if you actually wanted to store your drinks, we have cup holders. And if you want to put like your phone or something, whatever, there's a pocket in there that goes pretty deep. These can open up on all of them, and then they recline. They can go all the way back, but then you can just adjust it to however you want. So let's say I want to take a nap, or I can just like chill and watch a show like this.
These are all individually powered recliners. So you'll see on the side here, there's a little USB to plug in and charge a phone if you want to. You've got the recline back, then bring it forward. A little stewardess light for when you want concessions brought to your seat, right, Mindy? Is that we put that light on? And
that's what I was here for. I heard concessions and I came. One thing you were not mentioning is these headrests actually come forward.
Wait, how? Show me.
I've done it on this one before because this one is
Did you break it? Mindy, did you break these seats?
Well, I made it so it comes up. You didn't know this, did you?
No.
And then they also come forward.
What? Mindy, this is insane.
Hey,
Ergonomics.
Welcome to our theater tour.
I don't touch anything. I just come in here, sit very still and watch a movie.
They're super awesome. These were like...
They're a little bit of a splurge because I don't think that they really come...
I was gonna say these were the splurge, but then later on we got to the screen and the sound and the projector.
So I will say, as we've kind of joked about it, but really we started off with a package on this one, base level if you will, and then it just kept growing. So almost in every category we decided to upgrade in each section, and you'll see a little bit of that. But the chairs are a good example of that. We decided to go with individually powered all leather recliners. They all have their own cup holders, their own storage. These two are a little love seat combo, but they individually recline so you can sit in them independently.
Little fun fact about that, I actually sat and watched a movie with Brandon. I actually didn't like sitting there.
Hated it.
I like having something on both sides, like armrests on both sides.
So we tried to please everybody by having that available in each of these seats.
Kids aren't allowed to sit here with girls, that's the only thing.
I like to sit there actually and have both up, and I just put one leg on one. Yeah. I don't know, there's different ways.
They're still comfortable.
We did the tier seating, I don't know if you'd call it that, the different multiple levels. So we have steps up and down here. There's actually stair lighting. We'll get into the lighting here in a minute. We have the different tiers and levels, so that way you can sit back here and you still got a great seat, great view, and you'll notice
see over the people in front of you.
Nothing's blocking the bottom of that screen there, even if you sit in the back row. Now the reality is we don't really fill this theater too often. It's usually just our family. Even when we have friends, not many people go to the back row.
Do you dare tell them where we sit if it's just our family?
So if it's just our family, despite having 12 individually powered leather recliners that were probably the top tier available on the market, we sit on the crash pads on the floor, which are 3 Costco specials. We just lay on these, the blanket, line up as a family all the way across, put our heads on the floor, and this is where we watch movies.
These, I believe, are actually still at Costco. They were like $150. They are money well spent. If you need a good option
and you don't feel like getting expensive leather recliners
you'll never use,
guess what? These are even better. No, but these look awesome. This is an incredible vibe to have this awesome, amazing full theater setup here. And again, when you throw like a big party or big get together and you need to fit 20 people in here, you've got seating for all 20, which is pretty insane. Yeah. Now, if we were to throw out any regrets, and I don't even know if I would call it a regret, there was a reason for this. We did not put stairs on this side of the theater. I feel like sometimes we stumble down that side.
Because originally we had planned to do 14 seats and do 7 and 7, but I think it's really nice if you're sitting over here, rather than walking in front of everybody, there's no one in the back, you can get around and walk behind them.
The reason we didn't end up doing the last chair on this inside is because that person would go right up against the wall, and we had heard from our designer who's done many theaters in her time that nobody ever wants to sit in that seat. It's the last picked seat, everyone hates it. It's kind of when you get stuck with, you got a shoulder in the wall, and then to get anywhere, like Mom said, you have to walk all the way across everybody, whereas this one, just pop up the back and go around the back, and we use the stairs on this side, but sometimes I forget there's not stairs there, and I trip down that side.
It's a pretty big step.
It's a pretty big step, so watch that first step, it's a doozy. Crew, amazing breakdown of the seating here in the theater. Plenty of spots to sit. You're not just gonna sit, you're going to be watching a movie. So I think the next thing that we talk about is the projector, as well as this insane movie theater screen. Right, guys, do you wanna come in and tell us a little bit about that, since you're the tech nerd who, first of all, knows a lot about this stuff, but also is single-handedly responsible for a lot of the upgrades that put us over budget, because he's like, no, you can't have this. If you're gonna go this far, you gotta get this sound package, you gotta get this projector. So, right, guys, tell us why we went way over budget on this.
First off, we have this massive 200-inch screen.
Right, guys, I'm sorry. You look tiny next to that.
And it's that tall.
I've never actually been able to show somebody standing next to it for perspective. It makes you look small, and you're big, dude. That is a huge screen.
Like 9 feet tall.
So it is a 200-inch movie screen, and it's an actual movie theater screen. They box it and case it with this, like, whatever that thing is around the outside of it. Hang it on the wall.
200-inch screen. Gets the picture so amazing, so clear. Just perfect for this theater. I think it matches so well. What gets this insane image on the screen is this insane projector up here. This is a Sony laser projector. This thing is insane. It's 4K. It is so bright and perfect for this theater. This makes the image so good.
So we did go with the laser projector on this one. This is a Sony. They're the brand new laser projectors. Now, our previous home theater projectors have been phenomenal, but they're the light bulbs, and so the bulbs will go out over time. They have some drawbacks. These lasers have a much crispier picture. This is a 4K. It's a high hertz. I don't really know what hertz it is, but it's got a high frame rate. That bulb, which it's not, it's a laser. That laser will last forever.
Like 20
so it is
50,000 hours.
Ultra bright. I should look up the lumens. lumens. The lumens are in the bajillions. So it's an insanely crisp picture. And as you watch the movie on that screen, all 200 inches of it, it literally gives you the exact same feeling as being in a movie theater. That is what we have had said to us more than anything, is that coming here exactly replicates the theater experience. Everything from the seats, the sound, the picture, screen size, and because you are in this room, which I don't think we mentioned is underneath the garage, part of the garage that could have either filled or we could hollow it out and turn it into something. We decided to turn it into our hidden movie theater. Because of the size of this room, it's the perfect size of screen to really feel like you've gone to a movie theater.
Every single time I go to the movies with my friends or whatever, I'm like, hey, this theater is cool and all, but our home theater is just amazing.
I will say that I have found it hard to really want to go see a movie in a movie theater unless it is like an Avatar or something that just demands an IMAX type of an experience. Almost any other movie, that includes like really insane, awesome action movies, I feel like we get the exact same experience here in our house, and that is something I never thought would be possible.
Yeah.
So we still have to talk about the sound system here, the lighting, but as I am talking into the camera right now, I cannot go without talking about this amazing ceiling. This is a custom painted ceiling in our theater. We had no idea what they were going to do with this. A lot of people have said it looks like the logo broken down into like a bunch of different like abstract looks. And I don't think the person who painted it even knows what our logo looks like. This is just what they came up with. So what they did is they put tape everywhere in random formations, just straight lines, and then they painted everything, pulled the tape, and this was the result. This is a custom ceiling like I've never seen before. I had hopes in my mind of what it might look like. This blew our minds. When we walked in, that reveal moment, when I flip out and I start screaming and I'm like, look behind you, look behind you, look behind you, look behind you. I was looking specifically at this ceiling. I could not believe how insane this turned out. So this total vibe, obviously in the dark, you don't see it that much, but when you walk in, it's an awesome first look. You see the theater, and of course, as the screen illuminates, you do kind of catch it a little bit. And I look up there every now and then just to remember how sick it is to be here in our Bingham Family Theater. But okay, next dry guy, should we do the lighting? Because the lighting is a little bit more than meets the eye there, or should we do the sound? I think we just did picture. Should we do sound?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do sound. As far as the sound goes, we touched briefly on the acoustic walls. We'll tell you a little bit more about those here in a second, because they are a really big part of the overall sound system. The way that it went down was we ordered a sound package. They have like the silver, gold, and platinum tier package or something like that on the sound. And we felt like for our entry level into this amazing home theater world, that the base end or the low end of that package system would be more than sufficient. Of course, as we came in and we got building the theater, I was watching Maverick in theaters. I had Ryan come with me a couple of times. Each time we came in, he said, well, why don't we upgrade the surround sound, add a couple speakers. When they fire up the fighter jets in Top Gun Maverick, if you want your seats to shake, you're gonna have to upgrade the subwoofer to this subwoofer. So as time went on, guys, we ended up upgrading pretty much everything in here. We now have a, what is it, right guys, 7.1 surround?
I think it's actually 9.1 surround sound.
A 9.1 surround sound. Entirely smart home automated from a room over there. That's where all of the tech is for this room. You might think that it's over there. That's actually a blanket closet. We can show you that, but that's just a place to put blankets, games, things like that. The technology for all of this, where you stream the videos and movies from, where you put in Blu-rays if you want to do a Blu-ray, all of that is in a smart home little tech room over there. So really briefly, because we did do an entire other video about the smart home functionality in this house, but this is where the entertainment is housed. This is going to be the big Yamaha receiver, kind of powers all of the sound and video. This is the Blu-ray player that plays the 4K videos that I have found has much better sound and streaming quality. Apple TV right here, all controlled from inside the theater. It can be controlled from a phone, from the iPads on the wall. Actually have a remote control that they gave us. We found that we don't use that a ton though, because everyone just usually uses their phone as it is connected to the home network. And these are all just like different subwoofer controls, amps. Can crank this thing up pretty dang loud. It's not gonna blow because the amps are so powerful. So this is where all of that tech is housed, is in this separate room here. There are 9.1 surround sound in here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know where they are, dude. I still have 3 speakers to go. Where the heck are the 9 speakers? In the back.
Back, and then the 2 ceiling ones.
7, 8, 2 in the ceiling.
2, 3,
just
4,
like a Dolby Atmos that would have like the over-the-top sound. We have speakers in the ceiling, and then the subwoofer is a literal earth-shaking,
holy crap,
rump-thumping subwoofer insane. Like I have never experienced. I wish that we could somehow transmit that experience to you guys through the magic of the vlog. Unfortunately, this is really just visual. Could not possibly convey the audio in here. No. So this was the very severely upgraded subwoofer that makes the entire theater shake. As it shakes the entire floor. You really feel it. It's not a bad seat in the house, you guys. It feels amazing here. It feels incredible there. You are surrounded by 9.1, like we said, surround sound. But when you hear, I'm bringing up Maverick as an example because that's the movie that we've watched in here probably the most. But as a jet flies over this way and around back behind you, you very distinctly hear it come through every single one of these. And as it blows by you, subwoofer shakes the entire theater, and then it's gone. It's out of here and on to the next scene. So absolutely mind-melting, ear-shattering sound that really elevates the home theater experience beyond just a big screen and a big picture, but to that real deal full movie theater experience. While we're on the topic of sound, Mom, I need to bring you in here because you actually came in clutch, saved the day on this one. Do think, like I've said multiple times, that these acoustic walls were a huge part of this. And when we were putting together the home theater package, I thought that that was part of the deal, but didn't realize as we'd upgraded the subwoofer, the surround sound, added speakers, at that point, we still did not have acoustic walls.
Thought that that was something that had already put into our bid. Turns out it wasn't. We got a text message saying, hey, we need to do the acoustic walls. This is the price for them. And Brandon just was like...
I got the message saying, hey, do you guys want to do the acoustic walls? And I was like, heck yes, that's what I thought part of this upgraded package was. And I said, no, that includes this, 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 and this. If you want to do the walls, it's an extra $20,000. I think it's $22,000 for the walls in the theater to be acoustic. And I thought, no, I gotta pull a hard stop. It's going to be amazing already. We've got the cool projector, we've got the cool sound, we've got the big screen, we've got the dope lights. It's gonna be great. But at the same time, I was gut-wrenched. I was just like, I'm no longer excited about this. It's just making me sick to my stomach. I'm just ready to walk away from the whole thing.
In my head, I was just like, you don't come this far to just come this far. It is amazing, it would be great without it, but you guys can even tell probably the difference in sound it has with these walls. So I text our project manager and I said, the walls are a go, let's do them. I wanna make this like the most amazing experience. Guys, this is what he's wanted for so long.
She did that as a surprise to me. I didn't know she said yes. I said, it's just gotten out of hand. I'm gonna say no on this one, but I'm really bugged because I just thought that that was part of it, and now I feel like we're not getting the full package. She went around behind my back and okayed the walls, and they are now in. So we have the acoustic walls, thanks to this one. Doesn't really necessarily love the movie theater as much as the rest of us do. So that was a big sacrifice on your part to do that for us.
Because of the acoustic walls, like we've explained, they are very special. It's a fabric.
There's like cones behind it that like take the sound and...
I don't know how to describe what the wall is other than it almost seems like styrofoamy. It's expensive styrofoam. But that is also why we could not hang the logo picture, movie posters on the walls, is because you cannot touch the walls.
Yeah, so
nobody touched the walls.
If you ever come to this theater, you're never allowed to touch the walls. But back earlier I said that we had a Maverick poster and a Ready Player One poster that were gonna go in the theater. The reason they are not, because you cannot hang anything on these walls, because they're not actual walls, they're acoustic walling, whatever that is. Comes with a heavy price tag, but it comes with a big payoff in really elevating the sound to the next level.
Actually, when we were going through the process of moving in, the fabric we had chosen for these walls wasn't gonna be here in time. So they threw up black, like we're just gonna put something on them.
Yeah, so the original one was like gold flecks. It had like a bunch of this gold, but all throughout the wall. And I think it looked very bougie, very designer. But then when we saw this theater in its plain black and white awesomeness that very much matches the TIHWB vibe,
we decided to keep the black.
We've just decided to never go back. So there's only a few elements left to this insane home theater that we can talk about. The lighting might not seem that exciting, but like I said, there is more than meets the eye. A lot of movie references here. Transformers, come on, dude. Okay, so more than meets the eye when it comes to the actual lighting package here in this theater. First of all, our designer chose the most insane lights you could imagine. I've learned over time these are called sconces. Does not roll off my tongue. These are wall sconces. So we basically said we wanted kind of like a modern-ish vibe to the theater. A really cool, just dope, I don't know, like futuristic cinema vibe. She came up with these. We are obsessed. So I'm gonna zoom in.
This whole top is just like an inner cracked crystallized kind of like glass.
Dude, it's like Superman's
cylinder.
Crystals, yeah.
It's so cool.
Just completely crushed.
And it's so bright.
But it lets off the most beautiful, amazing light, and then you've got the gold base to it. Ryler just showed me something I've never seen the entire time I've been here.
So it has this awesome like gold base, and then under here there are lights shining on the walls.
I've never noticed that a light comes down off the bottom, dude. I've literally never noticed that. You just said that.
On all of them.
That is so sick. So the base has a light that comes out. I probably knew that there was light, but did not realize that's coming out of the base of this. So very, very cool. And then on either side of the 200-inch movie theater screen, we have these very strange, abstract, just bars of beautiful light, dude. They bounce back against the wall, come out this way, they shoot up that way. They are so rad.
4 little light pillars on this one thing, and it's just shining in all different directions.
That's on either side of the screen, and then of course you have your recessed cans up in here that they painted black around the rims to match some of the design. The entire can is black so that when you turn them off, it gets extra dark. These are tied into our automated Lutron system. So you guys, when I say that the lighting has a little more than meets the eye, right? Like, yes, the lighting is beautiful. Yes, the actual lamps themselves are very cool. The control and functionality that you have over these is absolutely next level. From inside here, this is a black panel so that it is not distracting when you turn it off and you've got the movie, but they do have these little light rings around them so you can find them, you know what to push. You have different settings. We have different names on here. You can't see them because it's too dark, but this says theater. Now, if you were to push this, I believe that turns all the lights on. Movie turns all the lights off, but in a slow interval. So it'll turn off the wall lights, the ceiling lights will slowly dim, floor lights go out last, and that's so that you can hit the button as people are heading to their seat, getting ready for the movie to start. So you can actually set a timer for how long it takes for each section of lights to dim before they officially go off. So the movie one does that. We have mood, which is one of our favorite things. When the movie's over, you don't want to just like all of a sudden be hit with all the light. Usually hit the mood button. It just sets a very
it's cool
chill tone.
Turns off all the lights on the ceilings and then just leaves these on, but like kind of like a
I think they're like 20%
with the floor
and
lights
the floor
on.
lighting, so you can find your way out of here but without being blinded by the light. And then intermission is a really fun one, dude. Should we show what intermission does? Yeah. Let's say that you're watching a movie, it's dark, everybody decides they want to grab a candy and take a potty break. Hit the intermission button. This is going to turn on the floor lights first, you notice, those came on first. The wall sconces next, and the last thing that comes on is one row of lights that takes you as a direct exit into the concessions. And then if you notice, you probably didn't because it's happening behind me, these slowly illuminated to about 40-ish% while everything else is turning on so that you can just naturally make your way into the concessions, restock your candy, head to the bathroom, come back before hitting the movie button, putting everything back down again. That is a freaking vibe, dude. That is so cool. Then on the other side here, as you get the movie started, similar controls out here inside of the concession area. You can hit movie, which you can program these to do whatever you want them to do. We've just got that set to turn all of the lights on or all of the lights off. That's just like, hey, let's watch a movie. Boom, go. Concessions, that'll turn on. So let's hit movie. If you're starting a movie, it turns off everything inside the theater. If you hit concessions, it turns off the concession lights. You can turn on just the concession lights if you want to. I do want to show everybody the mood vibe here. So let's turn off concessions and let's hit the mood. A lot of times, guys, I just leave it like this. This is the all-time on setting. And so this puts on the side wall lights, front lights by the screen, and then the floor lights are illuminated. The floor lights are actually kind of a cool touch as well. You can set those at like a 10% brightness just so that if kids need to get up and you don't want them tripping on the stairs, you can just leave those on during the movies you have to. This is kind of just like a fun all-around mood vibe. You could just sit and hang out in here and have the lights set to this setting. This is so cool. This is so rad. So that is the lighting system setup and package here in the theater. A lot of fun things to customize and do. Real quick, I gotta throw on the lights. Not that exciting, but probably a lot of you wondering behind this closed door the entire time we've been doing this tour. This is a fun closet for all the blankets. So we've got blankets stacked in here. Every single seat has its own blanket. Originally, each seat had a blanket folded on it, but we think it looks a little bit cleaner without. Yeah. So we took them off and folded them up, put them in here. So if you want a blanket, a full-size blankets, holiday themed blankets, we've got individual blankets for individual seats. I don't even know what you do back here. Really thought this was where you would house all of the entertainment, but that's in a different room entirely. So you could stack a lot of blankets in here. You could get a couple more crash pads and stack them up in there.
So echoey in here.
Once you come out of those acoustic walls, dude, it changes everything, huh? Here, watch this. So you guys hear me talking in here, and as I walk out, and here I am, and now I'm in the theater, and did you notice how the audio completely changed? That's what the walls do. That is the full tour of the Bingham Family Home Theater. This thing is insane.
We actually finish every single day here together as a family, finish in this room.
We really do, and I love it because mom joins in, everybody joins in, we watch a little bit of a movie before bed, the kids look forward to it, say, what are we watching tonight? They'll say, hey, we're halfway through this, are we gonna finish that tonight? And I love that it's become a staple in our nighttime routine is to come in here into this theater as a family and to watch a show. And you guys, this truly has brought the theater experience in the home. I love that we did the fun secret hidden door. I love every choice that was made. I know we went through a series of upgrades. Raw Guy forced us to do a bunch of them. Crew had some of his things that he wanted in here. Mom had to have those acoustic walls, whatever. So, in the end, we have what we feel like is the ultimate home theater experience.
We love it.
So you guys, thanks for hanging out with us during this tour. I think the only thing we have left to do is to actually watch a movie. Should we finish our day with a movie?
Yeah.
You guys want to join us? You guys want to watch a movie?
Let's do it.
Lights, camera, action. Let's go, baby. Bingham Family Movie, guys. We love you. Thank you. Come back tomorrow.
See you later.
Good night, everybody.